Well, Happy New Year's, everybody. My name's Jack Parks. Name of my channel is Flamin' Groove Listens. Because I actually sit around and listen to music a lot. I don't make videos much, but this is the year end, and a lot of people making videos at the end of the year. I thought I'd talk about some of the shows I got to see this year. I got out to 11 times this year. Started out in March. March 16th, saw Red Volkert with Bill Kirchen, the two of them just together, no other band, at the Hop Monk in Novato. And it was pretty good. It was real good. 318, went over to the Great American Music Hall for the once and only time this last year. Saw the Brothers Comatose with Wolf Jet opening up. They were both real good too. Working into April 19th, this was a show where I went to the show thinking Don Flemons was the headliner because he was the guy I knew about and was going to go see. But Don Flemons opened up for a band called Dust Bowl Revival, and they were real good too. Next up in May 15th, got to see Graham Parker solo. All these shows coming up until I tell you otherwise were at the Freight and Salvage in Berkeley because I go there a lot. Don Flemons, Dust Bowl Revival was at Freight and Salvage. 5:15, I went to see Graham Parker solo at the Dust Bowl Revival. Is this recording? Yeah, I guess it's recording. I don't know why the screen went blank on me, but I'm a rookie doing this. I'm an old guy, but I don't do videos very much. So anyway, on June 3rd, I got to see the Secret Sisters. They were really good. Never heard of them before, but they were good. Then on the 9th of June, I got to see the T Sisters. And now the T Sisters are three young women. They are sisters that I was aware of because of a band called Moon Alice. Moon Alice is a fine psychedelic band that plays in the neighborhood a lot. And I somehow believe they were originally responsible for Hardly Strictly Bluegrass actually live streaming. And boy, is that a godsend. Hardly Strictly Bluegrass, San Francisco's annual free music festival, 3-day music festival for free in Golden Gate Park. It's a fun show, but it's a lot of people. You give anything away, a lot of people are going to show up. And just watching the live streams is a lot easier, especially when you're an old guy that stumbles a bit. So the T Sisters are a trio of women that are part of Moon Alice when they play, but they do kind of different music as the T Sisters, and it was pretty good. Moon Alice is kind of your old hippie psychedelic band, do a lot of Dead covers, but they do have the guy from the Chambers Brothers, the youngest Chambers brother, and his son or grandson are both members of Moon Alice, which is available to look at on YouTube. So you don't need me to look at it. You can just go yourself. Then on June 17th, yet again, boy, June was a busy month for me. June 17th at the Freight and Salvage again, Maurice Tanny, wonderful singer-songwriter that does not have any vinyl out, but I think I have 9 CDs from him over the course of the years. He was in a group called 77 El Dorado, which is the name of that band, seems to be like the address of the rehearsal hall. I don't know but there's 2 CDs or 3 from 77 El Dorado, and then the rest of them are listed as Maurice Tanny or Maurice Tani and Ken and Kid Anderson. But he's got some. He's another guy you can see a lot of on YouTube. He made a lot of videos of stuff that he didn't release, but you can check him out on YouTube. And if you like him, he's got a lot of really good CDs. I bought most of them from him at a show, so they're not really easy to find, but they're out there. So, and he was opening up, and his opening act was this amazing gospel group, Sons of the Soul Revilers, that I've heard before a couple of times. Well, they are big at Rancho Nicasia, my other favorite venue. And I've seen bits and pieces of them playing there on various things, but not the whole band together, because I haven't gone there for. They do play there, or they did. Moving on my list, Paul Thorn. Paul Thorn's another guy that I first ran into at Angela's 60th birthday party, which was quite a while ago. She's a little older than I am, and I'm going to turn 75 in April, so I'm an old guy too. Anyway, Paul Thorn, I guess there's probably a little bit on YouTube. He's got a handful of records. I finally got one on vinyl. I think he might have a couple on vinyl. I have everything on CD, but I think I got the last one on vinyl too. Then, just a couple other days later, it was Paul Thorn was June 22nd. Then on June 24th, Betty LaVette. Betty LaVette. If you've never seen Betty LaVette, she's a handful. She's older than me too, but she's still got it. She's got it real good. She got a brand new album this year. And in June, when she played, it wasn't out yet, but she played pretty near all the stuff that's on it, or a lot of the stuff that's on it. It was a good show. What else did I see? Okay, then coming up July 3rd and July 4th at Rancho Nicasio. On July 3rd, it was the Flatlanders. Well, the Flatlanders, wonderful band, basically consists of Joe Ely, Jimmy Dale Gilmore, and Butch Hancock. So Joe Ely was sick, couldn't make the shows. Last minute, and these were the only West Coast shows of the Flatlanders this year, and he couldn't make it. So they were playing 3 nights, I think it was the 4th of July fell on whatever it fell on, and they played the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th of July. And when the tickets were announced, I bought the 3rd of July, figuring I didn't want to go on the big holiday or whatever. And we went to that show, and even without Joe Ely, it was fabulous. And because Joe wasn't there, he bought everybody a cocktail or a drink of your choice. So when you showed up, you got a little ticket that was worth a free drink of your choice, pretty much anything you wanted. And there were lots of guests that came on and helped them out. And they announced that on the 4th of July, their guest was going to be Dave Alvin, who had played on the 3rd of July in Illinois somewhere. I think Fitzgerald's. It's a club outside of Chicago, I think, but I'm not sure. But there was some big show that he played with his regular band there, and he flew into Rancho Nicasio for the 4th of July, and he did play the 4th of July on the 4th of July. Fabulous, fabulous show. So then, going on then in August 18th, I saw an early show. During the summer, Rancho Nicasio has Friday afternoon shows. And I think they start around 5 or 6 in the afternoon, a couple hours, dusk, before it's dark out. And these shows are fun. They're free, most of them. And, you're kind of expected to tip the band, but the 3 or 4 I've been to have all been well worth anything you could have paid for it. Um, they probably make more money not charging and asking for tips than they make charging because people go, oh, I don't want to go pay, whatever. I guess I got to keep hitting that thing. I need to. I'm recording this on a new MacBook that I'm kind of unfamiliar with, but we'll keep going till the end here. So on September 26th, one of my all-time favorite bands reappeared, played at the Hop Monk, the Beat Farmers. And I wrote this down. They kept saying it'd been 30 years since they played in the Bay Area, and that's not right. It was 27 years, 10 months, and 23 days since the last time I saw the Beat Farmers at Slim's, 5 days before Country Dick passed away. God, I love that band. Anyway, the Beat Farmers, obviously without Country Dick, but amazingly enough, for their drummer, they got a really good old friend of Country Dick's, who they were pals from the time they were kids, I guess, or neighbors. I never heard of him before, but he was a decent drummer. You know, you either on the Beat Farmers, you either know about them or you don't know about them. And check out All Liquored Up if you want. That get pretty good idea of what kind of band they are. They were fun to go see. Drinking was involved. That was, of course, I quit drinking in January 1st, 2009. So that was a while ago. But the Beat Farmers ceased to exist in November of 1995. So I was still packing them in back then. Next up was the one and only doubleheader of the year, October 1st. We all went out to see the Blues Broads at Rancho Nicasio. Now the Blues Broads are Angela Straley, Dorothy Morrison, Annie Sampson, and Tracy Nelson, all of whom are amazing performers in their own right. And when they get together, they pack a wallop. They don't get together very often. They put a CD out. It's actually a CD DVD, if you can still find it, called The Blues Broads. And I think it's 4 or 5 years old now. It's real good. And don't miss, the DVD's got one extra song over the CD, but it's a live show they recorded at the Throckmorton Theater in Mill Valley, and that's another nice little place around here to go see music. So they had an afternoon show, gets done around 7:30, and right after that, we drove over to the Hop Monk. There, from my house in San Pablo, Rancho Nicasio in Nevada, in Nicasio, is about a 45-minute drive, and the Hop Monk in Nevada is about a 45-minute drive. But there's, the spot where you turn left to go to Rancho Nicasio, and you keep going up the freeway to go to Hop Monk. So between the two of them, it's about a half-hour drive. And we left the Blues Broads show, which was fabulous, and drove to the Hop Monk for the Bill Kirchen, Red Volkert with a band show. And, well, Red Volkert is a guitar virtuoso. Bill Kirchen is one of my favorite guitar virtuosos. I've been going to see Bill since I moved to California in 1970. One of the first bands I got out to see in the clubs was Commander Cody and his Lost Planet Airmen. And Bill Kirchen was their lead guitar player and one of their singers. They were a wonderful band. They were a lot of fun to go see. 8 or 9 piece band. They were playing lots of old timey stuff that I really like. So one last show well, actually two more shows at Rancho Nicasio. On October 15th was Fan Appreciation Day. Every year, well, they have, like I say, these barbecues on the weekends during the summer months. And towards the end of the summer, they have a Fan Appreciation Day where the tickets are free. You just got to get one. When they announce them, they run out in minutes. And my friend Michelle got us tickets and we got to go see it. No big stars, but they had a couple of local guys that put together, and you know, Angela gets up and sings. These guys get up and sing. Maria Muldaur is all over the place. Oh, she was a guest. Maria was a guest at the Blues Broads on the first, and I think she was at the. I know she was at the Fan Appreciation Day. I don't know if she. I think she sang a song. Lots of people came. Lots of Bay Area musicians that hang out there come up and sing a song. And then last night, December 30th, faux New Year's Eve at Rancho Nicasio, we got to see Howell Devine and Angela Straley. And Howell Devine is a great little blues band. And of course, Angela Straley is the ace of the blues. So, that was my year in going out for 2023. I added them up. There was 11 shows, one at the Great American Music Hall, three, I think it's actually 4 or 5 at Rancho Nicasio, and 6 or 7 at Freight and Salvage. So those are my favorite places to go. There's a few other places around town. The Ivy Room, I don't think I made the Ivy Room, or I forgot to write it down, which could have happened. So you'll notice on my new trial for a setup as how to make a video, got my famous music stand here full of records. This top one and the next one, those are 2 from Dom, Material Objects. I like both of them a lot. The artwork on them is phenomenal. The playing is phenomenal. This one here, RAF, Derek Higgins. Derek Higgins is kind of a famous guy, I guess, in the vinyl community. I ran into him on Facebook because he reviewed my niece's record. He liked it, so I like him. What can I say? The last time I was in Omaha in 2019, I actually got to meet Derek and hear his band, RAF, or one of his bands. I think he plays in a lot of different stuff, but RAF, and they were pretty good. My sister and my brother-in-law, I don't think liked them as much as I did, but you know, I'm not surprised. But it turns out my sister knows Derek, had his phone number and everything, because he's a pal from, you know, my sister's kids are rock and roll stars, I guess, you know. So she knows a lot of people in Omaha. Let's just put it that way. So RAF, they put out a record this year, and it was exceptionally good in my humble opinion. Next up, I think I turned this one around. Yes, I did. This one, I probably got them all messed up now. This is Angela's newest record. It came out like November, December of 2022. Ace of the Blues. I actually went to her record release party at Rancho Nicasio. I think she actually went to Texas for a record release party too. But this is a good one. I think it's still available on New West. Pick it up if you haven't got it. Oh yes, I was really arranged. This is her first album, which I bought the first time I saw her back in 82 or 83. I don't remember when it was. But there was an Antone's Blues review show that had a whole bunch of artists. And she was one of them, and I bought this record at that show years and years ago. Ooh. Well, what are we? Oh, I see what we did. Got Project Gemini record. Mark Kopernicki, I think his name is. He's in Canada, and this is the seventh record, but it's the first of a new series or something. I don't know, but it's pretty good. I think it's only 4 songs, but it's pretty good. Gotta. I'll bet I can fix that adjustment, but my screen goes dark all the time because this is a long video. Corinne Bailey Rae, I just got this. I listened to it a couple times now, and it's really good. YouTubers pointed that out to me. This one, I got to watch Ricky Lee Jones on the Hardly Strictly Bluegrass live streams, which I think you can still go back to their website and watch. I recommend just kind of someday watching them all. I mean, there's probably 40, 50 hours worth on there. But she's got this new record out, and it's jazz, old American standard songs. This woman, nobody talks about her in the vinyl community. This record I just came in the mail. She autographed it for me too, because I bought it right from her on the Lemonade or some places. I think this record is the record that she put out a couple years ago, and they're both real good. I've got about 6 or 7 of her things on CDs, many of which I'm not sure if they ever were on vinyl or not, because I didn't look it up or whatever. But I bought the Kick Up Your Heels CD, and then I heard it was on vinyl about the time I switched back to vinyl. What else do I have here to show you? Howl Divine. They've got 3 records out, although this may be the only one on vinyl. I'm not sure. I've got the other ones on CDs. Anyway, 2023 was a good year for me. For the first time since probably 1984, I got all my records filed away at the same time. Of course, I pulled some out for this little video, but since I kind of went back to vinyl in a big way in 2021. 2022 was the year of the degritter, and I cleaned all my records, sleeved them. I didn't have those little funky plastic sleeves before. And I did all that in 2022, got caught up. 2023 was the year I finally got them put away. You can see some of them. That is only one of 4 walls of records that I have in my house right now. And someday we'll get a room tour put together, but not today. I think this is how you stop it. We'll see how this one did. Thanks anybody that watches. Thank you. Making a comment. Thank you very much. 2024 is going to be the year I get rid of my duplicates. I have quite a few. Some are because I didn't remember I had it and I bought it again. That's my fault. That's probably the majority of them. I have inherited 4 or 5 different record collections from various people. Oh, somebody died. One of my best friends, when she passed away, they had to clear out her apartment, because landlords want to re-rent, right? You quit paying your rent, we have to rent it to somebody else. So she lived in a good spot. But anyway, I got all her records and CDs. A friend of mine moved in 2012, gave me all his records because he didn't want them anymore. And I really probably didn't really look at them until 2022 when I cleaned and sorted all these records, because there were piles here, piles there. My boss at work, when he moved from his last condo to his He moved into assisted care, and the next day I had a box of records on my, and these are old records: Louis Armstrong, Harry Belafonte, because my old boss's wife, she loved that old jazz. Their age group, they're age appropriate, but those records are all well played because they played them. They're not new at all, and they sound it, you know. They sound, but it's fun to have some of those old ones, and they're old 50s and 60s recordings. They're not when they moved out of their big house. Their son-in-law got all their 78s, because she still had, when I went up to visit one time, she still had a whole cabinet full of 78s. Still played them, you betcha. Anyhow, I've rambled on for way too long, I'm sure, but 2024 is when I'm going to start sending out my duplicates. I've sent a small package to Rob at the Wax because I had his address. Can't send you records if I don't know where to send them. So we'll see. We'll see y'all later. I hope to make more videos this year. Talk to you later. Bye bye.